Hello everyone, Matt from ReoBrix here, and in this video I'm going to give you some thoughts on this alternative brick brand set that I recently built. This is the ReoBrix Ramen House. Stay tuned and check it out. Alright, welcome back everybody. And this will be kind of a Matt's Thoughts style video. I don't do formal reviews at this point. This is just me giving you some thoughts on this build that I did on some of my Twitch live streams. I've been getting into some alternate brick brands. You guys may know at this point I've been doing some LiveStreams. This happens to be the second of another brand called ReoBrix. Also based out of, I think, China, just like Lumi technically is. So, back in the tail end of 2025, I picked up my first ReoBrix set, which was the Game Shop, and I did do a profile of that on this channel. You can go back and check that out. This is the second set that I bought from ReoBrix. Technically, I bought this set via a third-party site called barweir.com on the advice of JangBrix, who has been doing a lot of alternate brick branding, which is fantastic. Found this for $45 US with shipping. It does retail on Amazon for, as of the recording of this video, for about $65 right now. So take that for what you will, but I saved $20 just by going to Barweir at the time and getting a good discount, which I was happy with. But let's have a look at this. This is called Ramen House, and it's a similar style to the Game Shop, and it's a very small profile. It's on a 16 by 16 plate. Fundamentally, there's a small 3 by 16 extension out here just for some added space in front, but the building is kind of a modular style, meaning that at least it will sit next to other buildings potentially. Floors do not separate with this particular style, and I saw that with the Game Shop as well. However, they do accommodate that, and we'll get to that momentarily. First, I will say that the two of the sides of this in particular are really well designed. I love the front end here. You've got a little takeout window with a menu, a bunch of different things going on here. I have no idea what any of this says, so pardon me for that. Assuming this is kind of the name of the place. Menu boards and all that stuff here. The most obvious thing about what this is that right there. Everything you see here is a sticker, and not everything I got it lined up properly, unfortunately. It's just kind of the nature of placing some of these. These are that method where you have a plastic layer on top of the sticker, which at first kind of confused me because I didn't realize that, but it kind of helps with the transfer a little bit, and once you get it laid on there, then you just take off that top layer. So overall, other than this, which is a little awkward, sticker placement wasn't too bad. I like what's going on here. They got some nice plant work, a couple of chairs for seating here. At the takeout window, there is a place to dine inside as well. Little kind of a bike stand thing here at the curb. There is a soda machine, which is a nice little build, integrates in the wall. Not exactly sure what that is. Trash can. There is wiring, as you can see. This is actually the main USB cable that comes out from the back at the switch port there. Nice little overhead here with using the 1x3 dual jumper pieces to create this effect. I like how that looks. You can see it does move, but it's supposed to be like that. It looks really good this way. Above, you got a nice curved window effect here, which looks really good next to some plant work. They have a few air conditioners here. Seems to work well. Nice slatted window here. This doesn't make a lot of sense to me. This does open up. You get a view inside the second floor here. Pardon the wiring, it's just a little tough on the second floor. You'll see that soon. Not quite sure what this is for, but it gives it an interesting look. And then the nice signboard up here. There is a nice big window on this side, and then another decorative element up here as well. Rooftop, we have an air conditioner. What's supposed to be a skylight, even though technically it's not. And an old school antenna. Works well enough. Another of those decorative features here above that window. I do want to point this out. Just like the other build, the Game Shop, they do include basically like a telephone transmission, power transmission pole thing. the way that the instructions specify this, and ReoBrix pointed this out in his review, technically this actually faces this way. So all of this is facing the other direction towards the front, which in a sense, in a way it makes sense, because that way it's not actually going off into another space. We got another building theoretically. However, if you do that, these two wires that connect for power technically to the building don't really connect. So I did turn it to face the other way here, which to me this makes a little bit more sense, because this could be where our street is going by. Like this is a corner, which it does look like a corner, so it kind of works that way anyway. So just to note that this was a little awkward to try to put in place and try to put together. I felt like I had to move it to make it look better and work with the connections, and it does that way, so I'm happy about that. The back, a very interesting drain pipe here, runs all the way from the roof all the way down. Nice connection with a bunch of pipe work. There is a back door to get into the shop. Air conditioning on a couple different levels here, nice little bit of plant work. But the main feature here is that because you can't take sections of the building off, the whole thing opens up. So there's a little ladder to get to the second floor, little area where the figures technically can climb up the ladder to get to the second floor. Second floor, I'll turn on my lamp here, really is just kind of a living quarters. There is a small aquarium that has a squirrel in there with a leaf. It's kind of funny. There is a ton of lighting in here. I will turn that on momentarily so you can see what it looks like. But the living area, it looks well enough for what it is. Just a small apartment in a sense. Downstairs we have a nice kitchen area with a bunch of detailing. You can see right here as I've got this out, the worst part of this really is there's a lot of slack on the wires, and it just kind of shows through here as you got to connect it to the little circuit board in the back. So you can put figures in here to have a scene, but if you don't get the wires really properly organized, it's not gonna look the best. It's just kind of unfortunate with how this particular brand does their wiring. I love that they have lighting here. You'll see how bright it is when I get it turned on in a moment, but it makes it a little weird. There's a couple of stickers here with menu boards. So you can go in here and order, or you can go in here and eat in, take out, whatever the case may be. It's a little weird because technically you can't really fit a figure through here. You could probably barely fit one in here. It is all tiled. There is no place to stand a figure, which is a little unfortunate. Probably would have to change out a tile or two to put a jumper in there to help with that. Decoration inside works well enough other than this. This is just not that organized, and it stands out too much. They didn't organize as well here as they did with the GameStop or the Game Shop. Let me go ahead and light this up and show you what it looks like. Alright, we are back with this lit up, connected via USB for power, which is their standard way of doing things. They don't include a battery pack, just so you know. I'm recording this in the middle of the day, and it's very bright outside my window that's right above my desk area here. So even with that, you can see how bright this all is in the middle of daytime lighting. These lights in front are pretty bright. You've got a light bar on the first floor here that makes it extremely bright inside. In the dark, this is just glowing with a lot of light coming out. But you can see all the detailing in here. It looks fantastic. I love how good the window looks with how the little effects they did to do this. I got a little confused at first when I was trying to follow the directions to build this entire structure, but I figured it out, thankfully. But it looks good otherwise. You can't see quite as much now because it is bright in my area, but when it's dark, you can see a lot of bleeding of light through all the way here. It's a little unfortunate. It happens a lot, I've noted with this. I saw this at the Game Shop as well, especially anything that's like a panel piece. You'll see a lot more bleed through. It's not the worst, especially because some of this might be against the wall of other things. Don't see it quite as much against the back here right now. Let's open this up. There you go. You can really see the detailing here against the tangle of the wires. Again, that's unfortunate. Can probably do more to straighten that out. I may have to look at that. Up here, I tried my best to try to route some things around. It's just not easy. They don't have a way to really route things properly. other than a couple things like that. But you can see there's a light bar right there. Probably can't get in here, but there's a light bar there as well. But you can see how nice they try to detail inside. It looks pretty good for the small space that it is. We close that back up, and that's it. So that's a basic summary of my thoughts on this ReoBrix Ramen House build. I will note that the instructions do come with 2 different styles you can build. So I built the main style, they call one. There is an alternate number 2 that I did not choose to do because I kind of wanted to go with this one that matches the game shop, which I also built. I will note they also do give you 2 sticker sets, just in case you want to build the second style and you've already put stickers on. They do give you a second full sticker set in addition to what I already used. So that's a thing, which is kind of nice. It was confusing the first time I built one of these and I was like, wait a minute, why am I getting duplicates? But that's why. Just a quick look at the instructions so you can kind of see how these things work. Multiple instructions or multiple steps across each page. Gotta make sure you're careful about how you're following these in what order. Just like I had seen with the other ReoBrix that I did, the way that they bag things is you get 2 or 3 large bags, i.e. bag 1, bag 2, bag 3, and then they've got multiple bags inside of their label, like bag 1-1, bag 1-2, etc. And each of those has a very small number of bricks inside them. It makes the process flow pretty smoothly. Pretty clean way to do it. You don't have a lot of parts you have to dig through every time. It's not really chaotic. However, if you build style number 2, you probably will have to open up a bunch of things. It's designed for style number 1 in particular that way. They do give you an extra bag that you don't use with style 1 that goes with style number 2 as well, so I will note that. It's called bag 4 technically. Overall, not too bad for what it is. It is a third-party alternate brick brand compared to Lego. I'm still a Lego person at heart, but I do appreciate some of this stuff. Now I'm getting more into some of these things. And I think this will go into my city alongside the game shop build. And one other thing I have in mind as well. We'll have a little bit of a Chinatown district in that new redeveloping city I'm working on and see how things go. As always, I want to thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed my thoughts on this particular set, ReoBrix Ramen House 66501. Built this over the course of some live streams on Twitch, and I simulcast here on YouTube as well. Please make sure you follow me on Twitch at ReoBrix. Lots of great times, great community over there, lots of fun. And I do simulcast here. Make sure you're subbed here. Hit that like button, notification bell, comment, thought below, all that good stuff. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and until next time, watch for more great content. See ya. Bye.